is now back.
So far, we've seen the milk go from the farm to cheese plant to actual cheese. And the best part now is that it gets passed on to you. Travel any major highway in Wisconsin or stop in any small town, and you're likely to see a cheese shop.
We're here in downtown Madison at a very special cheese shop called Fromagination, where we're going to learn all about the different kinds of cheese made in Wisconsin.
Let's go eat.
Can't wait.
Hey, Ken.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, welcome to Fromagination. You guys ready to taste some cheese?
Yeah.
We're going to start with what we call a cheese flight. We have a cheddar flight here, starting with the cheese curd, the first step in making a cheddar, and then working our way up to a younger aged and a super aged cheddar. We even have a 12-year cheddar today.
That's almost as old as we are.
So what we're going to do is, you'll notice as you taste, the flavors start to develop different textures and tastes. So why don't we start with the cheese curd? What do you notice when you taste that?
It's squeaky.
Yeah.
And then try the 5-year. You notice how the flavors start to change?
Yeah, it's a lot sharper.
We were just at a cheese plant, and all the cheese was white. Why is this orange?
Well, Wisconsin's known for their yellow cheddars, and what the cheesemaker does is they add a color additive called annatto that gives it that yellow-orange color. It doesn't have any flavor to it, it's just a color additive. And over here we have some artisan cheese.
Ooh, I love art. What makes an artisan cheese?
Well, artisan cheese is a lot like art. It's handcrafted, made in very small batches, so the cheesemaker can really control the flavors and the consistency of the cheese. And we also have what we call farmstead cheese. Farmstead cheese is made in very small batches as well, but the milk comes from that farmer's own herd. So all the milk from his cows go into making that cheese.
So why does the cheese have a blue line?
That actually is a blue mold that when the cheesemaker decided to make this Willa cheese, injected a blue molding to add another flavor element to the cheese.
What is the white stuff on the top and bottom of the cheese?
That actually is the rind, and in this case, this is an edible rind. And if you go to a shop like Fromagination, if you work with a cheesemonger, they'll be able to tell you what molds are edible and what's not edible.
What's a cheesemonger?
Well, a cheesemonger is really an expert in the cheese world. They work very closely with the cheesemaker, and when the cheese leaves the cheesemaker, it's the role of the cheesemonger to care for the cheese.
I've heard people talk about the varieties, types, and styles of cheeses. Aren't they the same thing?
No, they're quite different. I know it sounds complicated, but what I have here to help explain that is the variety and styles and types using a Swiss as an example. So in this case, we have the variety is a Swiss, the style is Alpine style, and the type in this case, we have everything from a baby Swiss, an aged Swiss, and what we call an Emmentaler.
So what's this I hear about Wisconsin original cheeses? What are they?
Well, we're very lucky in Wisconsin because there's a lot of cheeses that started here in our state. You've all heard of Colby.
Yeah.
Well, Colby started in the town of Colby, Wisconsin back in the late 1800s. And we also have another cheese called Brick. That actually started around the same time.
So why is it called brick?
Well, it's actually shaped in the form of a brick, and the cheesemaker continues to use the old world style of developing this cheese, and we actually press it using a brick.
Cool. So, I guess we really are on the cutting edge of cheese making. Get it? Cutting edge?
Very funny.
Did you know that Wisconsin produces 1/4 of all the cheese in the country? Wisconsin cheesemakers win more awards at U.S. and international cheesemaking competitions than any other state or country. And since 1910, Wisconsin has led the nation in cheese production.
You ready for a snack?
Yeah.
Not only does Wisconsin produce a lot of cheese, but we also make some great snacks using our cheese.
Cool.
An example of that is fondue. Do you like melted cheese?
Yeah.
Well, fondue dates back over 200 years, and what we've done is we've used 2 great Wisconsin Alpine-style cheese, melted them, and made this great fondue. You want to try it?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people eat cheese by itself, but this is a great way to enjoy another snack alternative.
This is really good.
Not only is cheese good for you, but it's so good to eat too.
I hope you've enjoyed learning about the science
And art of cheese making. If you want to learn some extra cheesy ideas, log on to intotheoutdoors.org.
Well, that's all we have for today. See you next week.
when we head back into the outdoors.
The following organizations have provided funding for this Into the Outdoors television series: